How is Venice even a real place? There's no vehicles nor roads. Traffic flows along a system of canals. Every single item is shipped in, every bit of waste shipped out. It sounds like it shouldn't work, but it does. The Republic of Venice thrived for over 1,000 years as one of history's greatest maritime powers. Ciao from Venice. Let's go with gusto and take a ride along the world's most historic canals. Venice was originally settled on marshlands in the 5th century by refugees fleeing barbarian invasions. The city was built atop millions of wood stakes driven to compressed clay. The wood has survived centuries because a wood-rotting bacteria is not able to grow at the lagoon floor depths. With time, saltwater calcified the wood, hardening it to the strength of stone. Salt held up Venice in more ways than one. It was a valuable trade good used for preserving food before refrigeration. Salt helped the city flourish into a merchant hub, linking Europe to the Middle East and Far East. Doge's palace shows us the power the Republic of Venice achieved at its height. Venice's head of state used this grand structure as his headquarters. 120 Doges reigned for over 1,000 years. Its waiting rooms were designed to make visitors look up in awe at its opulent 24-karat gold ceilings and ornate frescoes. In the Great Council Chamber, you can find one of the largest oil paintings in the world, Il Paradiso. The Council of Ten carried out judicial sentencing, often with no chance of appeal. As beautiful as a palace was, for the guilty, it was a place of desperation. Doge's palace connects to its prison complex by the Bridge of Sighs. Its name comes from the sighs of condemned prisoners as they caught one last look at Venice's beauty before serving their sentences in dreary cells. Outside of Doge's palace is Piazza San Marco, or St. Mark's Square. Napoleon dubbed the square the most beautiful drawing room in Europe. The buildings surrounding St. Mark's Square house Museo Correr, a collection of art from the Republic's history. Nearby also stands a 323-foot St. Mark's Bell Tower. It once collapsed in 1902. Today it slightly leans, like most towers in town. St. Mark's Square leads to St. Mark's Basilica. The cathedral is a nod to Byzantine-era architecture. The 4-horse statues on the roof were sacked from Constantinople. Overhead, 85,000 square feet of gold tiles and mosaics gleam bright inside its domes. St. Mark's Basilica houses an impressive collection of opulent and occasionally plundered works. Perhaps the most noteworthy stolen item inside is the body of its namesake, St. Mark. The body was smuggled out of Egypt by Venetian merchants looking to raise their city's prestige by using a major patron saint. To get past the Muslim guards, the body was covered under layers of pork. All that talk of food got me hungry. Gelato. Got strawberry flavor. Nice and creamy. And cold. Refreshing. Like St. Mark's Square, most buildings throughout Venice are organized around courtyards. At the center, we see how Venetians got their drinking water, despite being surrounded by salt water. The corners of these squares were drains to collect rainwater, which was filtered through sand and poured into large underground reservoirs. These wells at the center of each courtyard were where the community drew up fresh drinking water. As European cities have the occasional pickpocket, in Venice, the biggest thieves come from the sky. Pigeons and seagulls are menaces unleashed throughout its courtyards. The birds hit the jackpot with Venice thanks to a proximity to water, a lack of natural predators, and generations of tourists feeding them, which is illegal by the way, so stop! The Grand Canal runs in an S-curve across the entirety of Venice. The oldest and biggest bridge across the Grand Canal is the Rialto Bridge. First made of wood and later stone, this engineering marvel got its structural strength from its arch shape. In addition to walking, lots of walking, you have a few water-based options to get around Venice. There are water taxis which you can find by their vintage wood finishes. Most locals and visitors rely on the more affordable Vaporetto or water bus. Docks function as bus stops as the Vaporetto navigates down the Grand Canal and around the fish-shaped island. And if you're in the mood for something more romantic, there's the iconic gondola. These unique vessels trace back to the 11th century. At its peak in the 18th century, there were up to 10,000 gondolas in Venice's waters. Today, the figure is around 400.
And we're taking a gondola ride.
A typical gondola is about 35 feet in length and painted piano black. The black paint was a 16th century rule from the Doge to halt the brightly colored excessive displays of wealth at the time. The 6 teeth on the bow represent the 6 districts of Venice. Gondolas are designed to maneuver without requiring a rudder, instead using an oar to help push and steer. These asymmetrical vessels perfectly balance a gondolier's weight. The gondolier trade requires extensive testing for a license. You could rent a timed gondola for a couple, or take a shared ride, which I did, when in Venice. Floating through these canals feels like drifting into the Middle Ages.
This is a specialty of Venice, the Aperol Spritz. It's made with Aperol, champagne, and sparkling water, and a piece of citrus, and it's really tasty and refreshing. We have Cicchetti. These are little appetizers, and they're just delightful to go with your spritz. We have the bruschetta, and we have a salami. Very good. A lot of Venice is just walking around and eating and moving on. That's the magic of Venice. Saluti.
Masks are another iconic Venetian staple. With roots in the Carnival Festival, the city began celebrating with masks as early as the 13th century. They allowed Venetians from all classes to freely mingle together. Masks were a disguise, as well as a legal loophole. For a brief period, masks offered a degree of immunity under Venetian laws, as the wearer's identity was hidden. Typical mask styles are the volto, bauta, colombina, and a mask inspired by the plague doctor with its long recognizable beak. Mask making is a time-honored craft, mastered by dedicated artisans called mascherari. They run their own shops, and their guild goes back to 1436. While in Venice, I signed up for a mask-making workshop, which happened to take place in the prison of Doge's palace.
We're gonna make our own Venetian mask. All right, this is the style of mask I'm going with. Kinda already like it like this, but we'll see. Well, let's paint it up. Got a gold base coat. I'm trying to put like a white over it. I want the idea to look like it's an old mask. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. I got my Venetian mask. I am ready for the eyes wide shut party.
I probably shouldn't say that too loudly in a dungeon. Venice rewards those who wander.
When in Venice, you get pasta to go. That's the thing here. I got Del Moro's, and I got the chicken pesto pasta. You eat it and you keep on moving.
Venice is home to the world's first ghetto. Cannaregio is a historic district in the northern part of Venice. The word ghetto is believed to originate here, derived from the Venetian word for foundry. By Venetian decree in 1516, Jews were confined to this area. Canal became a hub for merchants and moneylenders, inspiring characters throughout fiction. Today it remains a culturally rich Jewish neighborhood. There's another Venetian name you may hear all the time.
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo is regarded as Venice's most famous son. This 13th century Venetian merchant ventured far, to Hormuz in the Middle East and along the Silk Road all the way to China. Marco Polo spent 17 years with the Mongols in the court of Kublai Khan. After returning home, Polo was captured in naval warfare with Venice's greatest rival, Genoa. He was in prison for several years. To pass the time, he dictated his travels to his cellmate, who happened to be a writer. These stories live on through the travels of Marco Polo, one of the most influential literary works. A copy was even taken by Columbus on his journey to the Americas. For books like Marco Polo's, there's no better place than Libreria, Acqua, Alta. At this unique bookshop, you'll find books piled into a gondola and rafts that serve a purpose beyond decor. These vessels keep the books afloat when the city floods. Old waterlogged books that didn't survive have been repurposed to form walls and even a functional staircase. At Libreria, Acqua, Alta, knowledge is a terrible thing to just let drift away. Moving further to the islands in the north, there's Murano. This island is known for its legendary glass-making techniques that have been passed down for generations. Murano glassmakers gave the world many breakthroughs, including Cristallo, the clearest and most colorless glass of its time. At Murano, I had the pleasure of catching a glass-blowing demo. Today, we saw a lump of smoldering glass become a vase, and another get transformed into a galloping horse. The pieces and the process itself are truly works of art. This black spaghetti isn't space food. It's spaghetti al Nero de Seppia. It's a specialty in Venice, and it's black because of the ink from the cuttlefish that it's made with. Let's try it out. Not bad. Pretty good. Definitely tastes like spaghetti with a seafood taste to it. Tastes even better next to a canal. Further north is the brightly colored island of Burano. These buildings were each painted in different, vibrant colors to once help fishermen find their homes in the dense lagoon fog. Today, these buildings help influencers find that perfect selfie backdrop. Burano is known for its lace trade. Burano and Murano make perfect day trips from central Venice or less than an hour away by water bus. Back in central Venice.
And we have more Cicchetti. The last piece of Cicchetti. You win today, birds. The stunning scenery, the food, the history. Venice, you are bellissima. For more adventures, like and subscribe. And remember, wherever you go, go with gusto. Ciao.